Welcome to this lecture on getting started. This is the starting place when you're getting involved in cryptocurrency. You need a wallet that has a fiat gateway. Essentially, it means that you can use your own currency to buy Bitcoin. So whether you've got dollars, pounds, euros, rupees, whatever your currency, you can get involved in cryptocurrency if the wallet has a fiat gateway. And there aren't very many that have a fiat gateway. Coinbase has one. And if it doesn't work in your country, then you can use GDAX or localbitcoins.com. But I'm going to take you through how to get set up on Coinbase firstly. So Coinbase is actually the most popular fiat gateway wallet. Now in cryptocurrency, wallets exist to secure your cryptocurrency. Okay, so essentially when you buy cryptocurrency on an exchange, which is where you can buy most of the altcoins, the way to secure it is by putting it in a wallet. But this wallet is really a Bitcoin, Ethereum and Litecoin wallet. So it doesn't have the functionality or features to be able to store most cryptocurrencies, just the main ones. But the most important thing is that this has a fiat gateway. So what you need to do is you need to go to coinbase.com and then go to sign up. Okay, so once you've entered in your basic details, email address, password, and certified you're over 18, then you can create an account and then you go through to the verification process. So firstly, you have to verify by email, which I'm going to do now. Verify my email address, and then you get taken to this page. So you set yourself up as an individual. Now then they ask you to link up your phone. And this is an important step because one of the best things about Coinbase is that it uses two-factor authentication. So by giving your phone number, it uses your mobile as a secondary way of verifying its you. So rather than just putting your email address and password, which somebody could get the details of, then there's no way of securing that so it's personal to you. By using your phone number and linking it, then you can essentially use their short code in order to make large transactions, or at the very least, to sign in. So once you've verified your telephone number, you are taken directly to the Coinbase interface, okay? So the first thing that you'll see, basically the price of Bitcoin over the period that's selected as default, which in this case is 1 month. And you can see the price movement of Bitcoin. You can change this to 1 hour and see how it's performed over the last hour. You can look at all time if you want to, and you can also do the same for Ethereum and Litecoin. And this is really useful as a basic way of seeing at what point you're entering in. Normally, when I suggest anybody enters into a cryptocurrency, they enter in at the dip, not at the all-time high. Because normally, if you enter in at the all-time high, what will happen is that the value is likely to go down from that point because you don't know where the ceiling is. So basically, it may go down from that point. Whereas if you join on the dip, it's more likely to go up than down. So this shows you essentially where you can enter in. Now, if you go down, it's going to say you need to verify your identity, upload your ID, and then add a payment method. That is essentially linking your bank account so that you can exchange fiat currency for Bitcoin. And then on the right-hand side, you've got your portfolio, and this will show you how much you are holding of each of these cryptocurrencies. And along the top, what you've got are these tabs right here. So you've got buy and sell. So here you have to add a payment method, but this is where you can essentially buy Bitcoin using your fiat currency. So using your bank account, you will be able to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. But on this platform, you will not be able to exchange it. So if you buy Ethereum, you won't be able to just turn your Ethereum into Bitcoin. You're going to have to send it over to the exchange and buy Bitcoin that way, which is quite frustrating. So basically, you just need to make sure you buy the right cryptocurrency. If you've identified an altcoin that you want to buy, you need to see whether you buy it with Bitcoin or Ethereum. And if you buy it with Bitcoin, then the best thing to buy on Coinbase is Bitcoin. So you add a payment method and also then sell. So if you're wanting to sell your Bitcoin back into fiat currency, this is where you do it. In accounts, this shows you what your Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin wallets are. Also, though, you can send and receive. Okay, so if you have 1 Bitcoin, for instance, and you want to send that to the exchange, then you would press the send button, and then it will give you this little window that will say enter your deposit address. And you've got to go onto the exchange, get your Bitcoin deposit address, put it in to where it says send, and then you send over the Bitcoin. If you want to receive Bitcoin, let's say it's on the exchange and you want to put it back into Coinbase, or let's say you have bought a cryptocurrency, an altcoin, you've made a massive profit on it, you turn it back into Bitcoin, and then you send it back to Coinbase so that you can turn that into fiat currency. And that's where you would use receive. And when you press receive, you will have your Bitcoin wallet address so that you can then go to the exchange and type that in as your deposit address. So the address that will be here, so this address here, you will copy it and you'll paste it into the exchange, where in the wallet section of the exchange it will say what is your deposit address to withdraw it, and then you use this address to withdraw it back into Coinbase, and then you can turn it into fiat currency. And of course you can do that with Ethereum and Litecoin, and you will have other wallets too. So if you have, let's say, a euros, so if you're paying in euros to buy Bitcoin, then you'll have a euros wallet. If you're using pounds, if you're using dollars, then they will set up a US wallet and a GBP wallet. Okay. Then you've got tools, and tools is really your address book. So in this area, you can actually see the main addresses that you use in cryptocurrency. So you can use this to actually create addresses. So if you're wanting to, if you're constantly using Bittrex to send your Bitcoin to, then it's worth creating a new address so that you've got that address. You always know what it is if you need to send Bitcoin to it. And then in the settings area, this is where really you complete your information. It's going to ask you what your preferences are, your time zone, your local currency. Security is where you can essentially set up your two-factor authentication. Payment methods will just show you, the payment methods that you've added to be able to buy Bitcoin. API access you don't really need to worry about. When it comes to limits though, you do have a limit on how much you can buy with fiat currency if you haven't submitted a certain ID in order to unlock that. So if you submit this ID, you can actually unlock about $9,000 or £9,000, whatever currency you use, to buy Bitcoin. If you don't, you'll probably start off with about £100, $100 to be able to start with to buy Bitcoin. Okay, and incrementally over time, the more money that you put into your Coinbase account, the more they'll increase your weekly limit. So you'll be able to incrementally add more. So it'll go from 100 to 300 to 500 to 700 to 1,000 to 1,500 to 2,000 to 2,500. So it'll keep on going up. The more money you keep putting in on a weekly basis, the more they will start unlocking limits. Okay. There's also an area. So if you go up to the top here, you can actually invite friends via a link. Okay, so if you are talking to your friends about cryptocurrency and they say, I want to get involved in that, then basically if you recommend Coinbase and they sign up with your link and they put $100 in or £100 in, then you get $10 or £7, depending on where you are and how much that converts into. But you get like a referral bonus for sending people to Coinbase. And if you have any issues, contact their support by this tab here. So that is an introduction to Coinbase. I hope that's helped, and I'll see you in the next lecture.